saw Joe Rogan in a conversation with Tom Segura, the comedian, talking about Trump's presidential walk of fame, I think it's called, and it's at the White House, and you can walk down and see portraits of all the presidents. But under the presidents that Trump doesn't like, namely Obama and Biden, he put on like this official looking plaque ridiculous explanations of who they are. Joe Biden's the worst president, blah blah blah. Obama divided the country or something like that. And then Biden's portrait instead of a portrait is just an auto pin. And here's what confuses me. I'm glad to see Rogan and Segura like, that's crazy. But at the same time, why is this what does it for you? Like, it's weird for them to go, that's just unbecoming of the president. The plaque thing? That is not even on my radar compared to all the actual bad stuff Trump's doing. So listen to this conversation.
But you can't just let someone just fucking fully swim in it like that.
I know.
So he needs like a right-hand man. You go, sir.
I think they just...
I understand the motive.
Well, he's also losing it too. You can tell.
Well, I think everybody does when you get to a certain age, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, the guy's about to be 80, right?
Right.
So
there's no... And also, the stress of going through what that guy went through where they were trying to jail him, when they were going after him with the Russia thing, the Russia hoax and all that shit, like they were trying everything they could to destroy him. Just that alone's got to break your brain.
It radicalizes you. It makes,
And then they took a shot at him.
Yeah.
Somebody shot him, and then that guy died.
They didn't take a shot at him. You can't... Rogan. Joe. If I'm gonna come on your show, after all your begging, you gotta stop saying stuff like that, okay? They tried to jail him. They took a shot at him. It's not any collective they. Trump was indicted for what prosecutors believe to be legitimate crimes they had to hold him accountable for. Maybe you can say someone like Alvin Bragg got a little bit flexible, put the legs behind his head a little bit, legally speaking. But he shouldn't have been prosecuted for trying to defraud millions of voters. That seems a little insane when it comes to the federal case, and the Fulton County case was a little bit inconvenient that Fonnie Willis and that guy had something going. Kind of, a little inconvenient, but it doesn't mean the case was not very justified. You gotta hold a president accountable when he creates a fraudulent scheme to overturn the electoral vote count, which is what he did. You think he shouldn't be prosecuted for obstructing the federal government's attempts for months to get back documents he had no legal right to have, not just turning them over like Pence and Biden did? So let's not do this they thing. Then maybe I'll think of it going on the show. I'm pretty close. I'm in Austin. I can just drive that around. We'll see. We'll see, bubba. Catch me on a good day. So that wasn't the walk of shame thing. Rogan, and then we'll look at Rogan plaques. That was them saying that he's kind of losing it, but also maybe the conspiracy theories are real.
I think it was... these days you don't know what's has to be confirmed or not, but it looked like on the Kennedy Center they started putting the name Trump on it.
Yeah, he added his name to it.
Yeah, it's crazy. And he took out the Kennedy Rose Garden, and you're like, what? Just take it away. Now it's like a cement fucking
nutty
plot.
There's nothing nuttier than the plaques underneath the president's
That's insane.
names.
That's insane.
Shane and I were just reading them the other day.
It's insane.
How is this real?
It doesn't feel real. And you're just like...
How are you allowed to do that? That's the thing. It's like, how is he allowed to write that?
In the White House, you can just probably, as president, do what you want in the White House.
Turns out you obviously can.
Yeah.
But nobody ever did it before.
Those are going to get taken down.
No, they'll be up forever.
I don't think so.
They're going to leave it like that forever.
No fucking way.
Yeah, like a museum piece.
It's so crazy.
They should have like the Trump wing. This is what happened when he was president.
Look at this fucking lunatic.
The auto pen photo of Joe Biden.
And the actual what's written there is crazy.
Crazy.
This is widely considered the worst president of all. Like, what are you talking about?
It should be like a museum.
Yeah.
It should be the facts of his presidency, what happened during his...
So you see what I mean? It's so funny to be like, that's crazy. Now that's crazy. His economic approach, his healthcare approach, his Doge failure. But that's crazy. The plaques, that's a bridge too far. But hey, you You do see a lot more in this Rogan sphere are shifting. Here's Bert Kreischer, who's a fun character, saying this immigration stuff just doesn't seem exactly right. There feels like a more reasonable way to do this. Which when Bert's figuring that out, and no, but that sounded insulting. I'm being serious. When Bert actually gives a more articulate, thoughtful explanation of what our immigration policy should be than 99% of people, not people, but like pundits, we got a problem. Because watch, he figures it out. He goes, it's not that you shouldn't have a secure border. You should, and you should have just lawful immigration. But for all these people who have built lives here, couldn't we have a path for them? It's like bingo, baby.
How do you feel?
I mean, I'll be very candid. I know everyone wants me to state my politics. Mm-hmm. I think what is happening with ICE is atrocious. I think when I see the videos, and it's hard to tell what is what these days because you see one side of it from one guy, and that's happened to me where all of a sudden I'm like watching this thing and I'm like, this is fucking outrageous. And then I'm like, oh, this is a neo-Nazi site. How did I get on here? And then I'm like on the other side and I'm like, wait, what's this? This is an all vegan, and it's so like you're getting propaganda from both sides.
I love him. This is so good. This whole thing is difficult because sometimes you go online and it feels like you either can follow the Nazis or the vegans. Which one do I follow? It's so tough. No. That's a funny way it is hard to think of in the moment, but you have like super far left weirdo communists, and you could see a post and go, oh, is this real? And you find out it's just some lunatic way on the left. And then same thing happened with the far right Nazis, and you got to be careful of consuming those extremists. But to pick vegans as the opposite of Nazis is so funny. You're like, oh my gosh, is that correct that Trump was named this many times in the Epstein files? Who posted this? Oh, a vegan. Never mind.
But all I'll say is, I will tell you this. I don't see Mexicans where I normally see Mexicans in my city because they can't go there because ICE has been raiding them. Yeah. So when you go to places like that normally in Los Angeles, you go, this is, I wish I could remember the exact example because I was somewhere the other day and everyone's like, do you notice how there's no Mexicans here at all? And I went, yeah. And I went, wait, why? And they go, ICE, they raid this place. And I was like, my sister told me. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? They fly drones and looking. And I'm like, that is atrocious and breaking up families. And, listen, obviously there's a right way to get into this country and to stay in this country, but they're already here. Like what?
Yeah, exactly. And
can't we just go? Okay, everyone. Like, can we just go? All right, we're closing the doors now, but everyone here is good.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's kind of what the Pilgrims did, right? I mean, they, everybody came to this country and everybody thought that, it's a melting pot, and the Statue of Liberty says, everybody, immigrants are welcome and stuff, and then all of a sudden it's like, now it's a huge problem, which I understand. Okay, cool. If you want to make it about criminals, you want to make it about all this stuff. Okay, cool. I understand. But at what point is going to churches, going to schools, going to the kids, at that point, even the biggest MAGA supporter, if they're smart, they'll look and be like, all right, this isn't what the fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I do. No, yeah. Just that conversation right there, I do think represents a lot of conversations people are having in their lives, which is you don't have to exactly be an immigration expert or a policy genius to say something feels humanitarianly and logistically and economically seems so wrong about what's being done, where it feels like they're just getting satisfaction out of grabbing a body for a body's sake. We got another, as opposed to approaching it in a way that seeks the best outcome for everybody and for our country. And that's not what's happening. And then you heard there, just in a very kind of innocent way, it felt Bert was going, couldn't we have a secure border? He didn't mention this, but she did. Deport people who've done bad things and are not here legally, but otherwise create some sort of, could there be some sort of like path to legal status? Like exactly landing on what very thoughtful policy experts also get to the same, that's the conclusion they get to, with a bunch of research about what would be the impact of this and that, they get to the same conclusion as just kind of the conversation coming from the heart got to there. And I do think that's hopeful. Because I know that someone like Bert, I don't know who the other guest is, but I know that Bert is surrounded by that whole group of podcasters who went very hard to Trump. I don't know where Bert Kreischer did, but that's the group that swung to Trump in the last election. So if there's a recognition that we're going wrong, it'll make a big impact.